you're welcome back to today's broadcast. Let's look into the issue concerning Nigerian politics today. In fact, in many videos you have been seeing us posting concerning Peter Obi, concerning Tinubu. Then this time it is a process how Peter Obi is going to win Tinubu coming 2027. So don't skip any part of it. Make sure you watch it for you to understand things going on in Nigeria, because as it is, a lot is happening. A lot is happening. That is why you see a lot of Sean alliance and a lot of things happening. How Tinubu is trying to take over, because we know that 2027 is going to be very tough for him, very tough. And this our brother is going to explain a lot of things for us that will happen and that is going on right now in APC and in NDC, because that is the new party Peter Obi joined. A lot of things has been happening. How the party, everybody has been asking himself who and who. And if you can see, just yesterday, everybody they came to Abuja to protest against Tinubu for him to leave office. In fact, for him to leave Nigeria entirely. But you know how things used to be happening. So things used to happen in a way that if you talk, you will become a victim. So if you keep silent, then the worst will keep happening. So it is better for us to keep talking. So it's better for you to talk, rise up and speak for your rights. No matter whatever that will happen, let it happen. That is what is there. Nigerians have turned to become a country that have no direction. They have no direction. The leaders, they have nothing to offer. They have nothing. But Peter Obi coming into the rim light, coming 27 is another thing. Not that Peter Obi will give what others have never give. No. Just that Nigerian politics, once you see somebody speaking good, once they enter, they become another thing. The whole thing is this. Do things according to the way it's supposed to be. The best solution to this country is total division and total referendum. Do a referendum to the country. Let people decide where they belong to and let people decide what they want to be. Not forcing people to be in a country they don't want to be. In fact, I would like you to watch the video for you to see by yourself what this our brother, he really explained a lot of things that is going on in Nigerian politics today.
My people, this political matter for 2027 is becoming hotter every single day, and many Nigerians are now asking serious questions about what is truly happening behind closed doors. The tension is growing quietly, the alliances are changing, and many powerful politicians are already preparing for what could become one of the toughest presidential elections Nigeria has seen in many years. What is even making this situation more interesting is the fact that some people who were once close to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are now making statements that many Nigerians see as indirect support for Peter Obi ahead of 2027. And once Nigerians hear words like that, trust me, the internet immediately catches fire with reactions from everywhere. Now, before we continue this serious political gist, quickly like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this is where you get real African political stories explained in simple and professional English that everybody can understand. Stay till the end because this story gets more shocking as we move deeper into the details. Right now, many Nigerians are frustrated about the economy. The price of food is still high, transport costs have increased, many small businesses are struggling, and families are finding it difficult to survive comfortably. Even people who once defended the government strongly are beginning to admit that things are becoming harder than expected. And because of that situation, opposition politicians are now using the hardship as a political weapon against the ruling APC government. Peter Obi's name keeps returning into conversations every single week because many Nigerians still believe he has a strong connection with the youth population. Since the 2023 election ended, his supporters have remained very active online and offline. In fact, many political observers are surprised that his movement did not disappear after the election season. Instead, his popularity still remains strong among young Nigerians, students, business owners, and many citizens who believe Nigeria needs a different direction politically. Now, this is where the story becomes more interesting. Some former political allies connected to Tinubu's wider political network have started making comments suggesting that Peter Obi may become a very strong candidate in 2027 if the election is free and fair. Those comments immediately created tension inside political circles, because once insiders begin to speak differently, people naturally start suspecting that something serious may be happening quietly behind the scenes. At the same time, the name Nyesom Wike keeps appearing in many political discussions. Wike remains one of the most powerful and influential politicians in Nigeria today. Even though he came from the PDP, he is currently serving under President Tinubu's government as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. That political relationship continues to confuse many Nigerians because some people still do not fully understand where Wike truly stands politically. Some members of the PDP believe Wike is helping Tinubu weaken the opposition from inside. Others believe he is simply protecting his own political future and making sure he remains close to power no matter who eventually wins in 2027. This is one thing about Nigerian politics that makes it very dramatic. Today's political enemy can suddenly become tomorrow's strongest ally. And sometimes politicians who smile together publicly may secretly be fighting dangerous political battles behind closed doors. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe because many shocking developments are still coming. This 2027 election discussion is only getting started. Now, many supporters of Peter Obi believe there is already a political strategy to stop him before the election even begins properly. They believe powerful politicians are already planning how to divide opposition parties, weaken coalition talks, and control major political structures ahead of the next election. Whether those fears are true or not, one thing is certain: trust inside Nigerian politics is becoming weaker every day. Some Nigerians are also worried about possible election manipulation in the future. Since the last election, many citizens have continued questioning the transparency of the electoral process. Supporters of different political parties still argue daily on social media about what truly happened during the 2023 election. That debate has never completely ended. Instead, it continues to grow stronger whenever political discussions about 2027 begin again. Peter Obi himself has repeatedly spoken about protecting democracy and ensuring that votes count properly in future elections. Those statements continue to energize his supporters because many of them believe the political system is unfair to opposition candidates. At the same time, APC supporters strongly defend the current government and insist that Tinubu won legitimately and deserves more time to stabilize the country. Now let us talk honestly about Tinubu's political strength, because many people underestimate it. President Tinubu has one of the strongest political structures in Nigeria. For many years, he built relationships across different regions, governors, lawmakers, business groups, and influential political figures. Even many people who criticize him publicly still admit privately that Tinubu understands Nigerian politics deeply. That is why many analysts believe removing APC from power in 2027 will not be easy at all. And this is where Peter Obi faces his biggest challenge. Social media support alone cannot win a national election. To win in Nigeria, a candidate needs strong grassroots structures, local political agents, regional alliances, and experienced party networks across the country. Many analysts believe Obi still needs to strengthen those areas seriously before 2027 arrives. But at the same time, they also admit that public frustration over the economy may help opposition parties gain stronger support if conditions do not improve. Another interesting part of this political drama is the growing coalition discussions happening quietly among opposition politicians. Some politicians believe that if opposition parties remain divided again, APC may easily retain power. That is why there are increasing talks about alliances involving Peter Obi, northern politicians, and other opposition leaders who may decide to work together against the ruling party. But coalition politics in Nigeria is never simple. Everybody wants power, everybody wants influence, everybody wants control. And because of that, many alliances collapse before elections even begin properly. One disagreement over positions can destroy months of negotiations. One political betrayal can completely change everything overnight. That is why many Nigerians are watching Wike very carefully. Some people believe Wike may eventually become one of the most important political figures before 2027. The reason is simple. He has influence, he understands political strategy, and he knows how to negotiate power. Even people who dislike him politically still admit that he is a strong political operator. But some opposition supporters accuse him of helping weaken the PDP from inside while indirectly supporting APC. Those accusations became stronger after the crisis inside River State politics and the continuing disagreements within the PDP leadership. Every time another PDP crisis appears online, social media immediately drags Wike's name into the discussion. Still, Wike supporters defend him strongly. They argue that he is simply playing strategic politics and protecting his political relevance. According to them, Nigerian politics is about survival, influence, and negotiation. They believe Wike understands that reality better than most politicians. Meanwhile, ordinary Nigerians are mostly focused on survival. Many citizens are less interested in political fights and more concerned about daily life. They want lower food prices, stable electricity, better security, and more job opportunities. And whichever politician convinces Nigerians that he can improve those conditions may gain major public support before 2027. Now, something else is also happening quietly. Young voters are becoming more politically active than before. Social media platforms are now playing a huge role in shaping public opinion. A single political statement can spread across the entire country within minutes. A speech delivered in Abuja can become national news before sunset. This new media environment is changing Nigerian politics completely. Politicians now understand that public perception matters more than ever. Every interview matters. Every public appearance matters. Every mistake becomes viral immediately. And because of that, the battle for public sympathy has already started. Peter Obi's supporters continue presenting him as a calm and disciplined leader focused on economic improvement and accountability. On the other hand, Tinubu's supporters argue that he inherited difficult national problems and needs more time to complete his economic reforms. The truth is that Nigerians themselves are divided politically. Some citizens still strongly support Tinubu, some strongly support Obi, others have lost confidence in both sides completely. And many Nigerians are simply waiting quietly to see how events develop before making political decisions. Please, if you are enjoying this political gist, quickly like this video and subscribe right now because more powerful African political updates are coming regularly on this channel. Another major factor that could affect 2027 is the position of northern political leaders. Northern Nigeria remains extremely important during presidential elections because of voting strength and political influence. Right now, many northern politicians are carefully studying the political atmosphere before fully showing their positions. Some still support Tinubu strongly. Some believe power should shift differently. Others are quietly negotiating future alliances. And this silent political calculation happening inside the north may eventually decide the direction of the election. This is why many analysts believe the next 2 years will be full of political surprises. Defections may happen, alliances may change, some politicians may suddenly switch sides. Others may disappear politically completely. Remember, Nigerian politics changes very fast, very fast. A politician praised today can become unpopular tomorrow. A weak political movement today can suddenly become powerful next year. And public anger can completely change election calculations unexpectedly. Now many people are also discussing the role of the Electoral Commission and security agencies ahead of future elections. Some citizens fear political interference, while others insist institutions are improving gradually. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Nigerians will be watching future elections more carefully than ever before. People are paying attention now. People are asking questions. People want transparency. And political pressure will continue increasing as 2027 gets closer. Meanwhile, APC supporters are confident that Tinubu's political experience and nationwide structure will help him secure victory again if he contests. They argue that opposition parties are too divided to defeat the ruling party. They also believe economic reforms may eventually produce positive results before the next election season begins properly. But opposition supporters completely disagree. They argue that public frustration is already too high and that Nigerians may demand major political change by 2027 if economic hardship continues. This is why political discussions online are becoming more emotional every week. Supporters from both sides are defending their candidates aggressively. Debates are happening everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, X, everywhere. And trust me, once campaign season officially begins, the political tension may become even stronger than what Nigerians witnessed in 2023. One thing many people should also understand is that elections are not decided only by online popularity. Ground organization remains very important. mobilizing voters physically remains important. Protecting votes remains important. Building alliances remains important. That is why all major political camps are already preparing quietly behind the scenes. And the interesting thing is that many powerful politicians have still not revealed their final positions publicly. Some are waiting, some are observing, some are negotiating secretly. Because in Nigerian politics, timing is everything. Now imagine if opposition politicians finally unite strongly under one coalition structure before 2027. That alone could completely change the political atmosphere. But achieving that unity may become very difficult because political ambition often creates internal fights. Everybody wants leadership positions. Everybody wants influence. Everybody wants recognition. And once disagreement begins, coalition talks can collapse immediately. This is one reason why APC still remains confident politically. The ruling party understands that a divided opposition usually creates advantage for the government in power. At the same time, citizens are becoming more politically aware than before. Many Nigerians are now studying politicians more carefully instead of simply following party loyalty blindly. Young people especially are asking tougher questions about governance, accountability, corruption, infrastructure, and economic management. And politicians are noticing this change. The political environment today is very different from many years ago. Information spreads faster, public reactions come immediately, and citizens now discuss politics daily online like never before. Please once again, do not forget to like this video and subscribe because this political story is getting more intense every day and you do not want to miss the next update. Now another thing creating tension is the fear of internal crisis inside both APC and PDP before 2027. Even ruling parties sometimes face dangerous internal disagreements when elections approach. Ambition creates conflict naturally. Politicians begin fighting over tickets, influence, appointments, and future power calculations. That is why many analysts believe the real political drama has not even started yet. What Nigerians are seeing now may only be the beginning. More powerful politicians may still enter the race. More shocking alliances may still happen, and some unexpected political betrayals may still shock the entire country. Now let us look at public emotion carefully. Many Nigerians are tired. People are frustrated. Families are struggling financially. Businesses are under pressure. And whenever citizens experience hardship for a long time, political anger naturally increases. Opposition parties understand this very well, and that is why they continue attacking the government strongly over economic issues. But government supporters also argue that reforms need time and patience before results begin to appear properly. So the country remains politically divided. And that division will likely become stronger as election season approaches. For now, nobody can confidently predict who will eventually win 2027. Anybody speaking with full certainty right now is simply expressing personal opinion. Too many things can still change before then. The economy can improve, political alliances can change. New scandals can emerge, unexpected crises can happen, or completely new political movements may appear suddenly. That is why Nigerians are watching every political statement carefully now. Every speech matters, every interview matters, every meeting matters, and every political movement is now creating headlines across the country. The biggest question many Nigerians are asking now is simple. Can Peter Obi truly defeat Tinubu if the election is completely free and fair? Or is APC's political structure simply too powerful to remove from power? That question continues creating heated arguments everywhere. And another important question is this. What exactly will Nyesom Wike do before 2027 finally arrives? Will he remain fully loyal to Tinubu? Will he continue influencing opposition politics quietly? Or will another shocking political twist happen later? Nobody knows yet. But one thing is absolutely certain. Nigeria is entering another season of serious political tension. And the battle for 2027 has already started quietly behind closed doors.
That is it. This our brother here have explained everything the way it is. That is why you see a lot of them, they are having serious issue, problem everywhere, trying to take over power, trying to make sure that they clinch with their power, with the way they are. And the way Nigeria is today, the politicians, they are happy. They are happy because of the citizen is suffering. They are happy because of the citizen, they are, in fact, they are buying them every day because all those things is the strategies they are using to use to win their own campaign. So that whenever they come, they will find one thing and they say that this one or the other one did. That is why you need to vote them. So all those things is the cost of the government, and then this is the cost of the government, yeah, because APC is the cost of all those things. In fact, just watch this video in Biafra Evangelist where he tell us the issue of Komi and the what that is going on right now.
Yeah, once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. As usual, we bring you the very best. A life was taken mercilessly in the southern east of Nigeria. The Fulani bandits have started again, taking lives, kidnapping in Oyo State. And all Gumi could come out to say was that the people of Nigeria should learn to accommodate the Fulanis and the terrorists, that they are Nigerians, the Southerns are Nigerians, the Northerns are Nigerians. This is coming out from Shegumi, the evangelist. He said that the people of Nigeria should learn how to accommodate terrorists. This is coming out yesterday. What do you have to say concerning this?
God bless you, my brother. May God bless our viewers. May God bless them all the day of their life, and whatsoever they do, it shall be well with them. Yes, Shegumi, you know, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I blame two persons. I blame the British. How did I blame the British? By handing power over to them when they want to leave, depart from Nigeria. The document, the memo which they wrote, they hand it over to them. That's why I blame the British. And I blame Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria, which are the Hausas. I blame them. How did I blame them? I blame them in area of accommodating them, not checkmating the kind of people they are before welcoming them. Because these people, they are total strangers in 1804. Are you hearing me? In 1804 was when they migrated into Nigeria. You get the point? That was when they came into Nigeria with the name of what? Religion. And the Hausas accommodated them in the religion aspect. And which today, not knowing that they have other things in their mind, they have agenda, they have conquest. And when they succeeded in conquering the Hausas in 1815, then Usman Dafodio, who happened to be their leader, then make a move, and he was conquered. So that conquest still remained on his way to east. He was conquered. He was brought down, and that was how they killed the agendas at that time. But it have not been deleted from their mindset. So that is why I said I don't blame Shegumi. Had it been that Nigeria wake up, especially the Northerners wake up, as at the time that the Biafrans, Igbos, Ojukwu wake up, they would have understand. See, and I don't blame them. It was the British that called the Q, Biafran Q, Igbo Q, that brought hatred upon every Igbo man today in Nigeria. These are part of the things that the Igbos saw, the soldiers, the generals as at that time saw, see that these people are coming with a jihadist movement. Then they rose up in Zogu, Ifajuna, and some other Yorubas, for Yoruba and other military personnel, form a queue together to do what? To silence this movement. Then the British, out of their own selfish interest and hatred, they did what? They piled it up and accused the Igbos. Igbos were just two. They accused Igbos because the Igbos carry out their own activities in their various, places, while the other, like Yorubas, fail. You understand? They fail to carry out their own activities in the axis of the eastern region. You see how they now call it the Igbo queue. One day, a Yoruba man was asking me how many Yoruba died in that queue. And as a result of that, they now twisted it against the Igbos. But they are part of the game plan. They are part of the people that plotted that coup. You get the point? And that is what gave the Shegumina saying what he's saying, that they are doing budget and they are not putting terrorists. They are doing budget, they are not, adding up terrorists in Nigerian budget. As if terrorists is a part of Nigeria thing. But at the same time, I don't blame him. Do you know why I don't blame him? Because Nigeria have bring themselves too low to negotiate, especially this APC government. They brought themselves too low to the level of terrorists dictating and deciding and telling them to come and negotiate. And foolishly and stupidly, they come to negotiate on a negotiating table without collecting their arms, and they pay them money, they use it to buy more arms. And I don't blame Sheikh Gumi by making this statement. You know why? It was Tinubu and the late Nigerian president, military president, what is this called? Yeah, not Yaradua. What is his name? This Fulani man now? No. They left before Tinubu. This Buhari. With Garadima, what is it called? The group of them formed group together when Jonathan was in power. And what did they do? They said, remember, Buhari said he would make Jonathan government ungovernable. They went to meet Maiti Allah, the cattle rearer chairman Oga, that they need about 2,000 Fulanis to fund them and to arm them against 2015 general presidential election, so that if Jonathan do otherwise, they will use it to destabilize. They did not know that Jonathan have already, make up his mind to leave power for them, because he doesn't want to share the innocent blood of Nigerians. Because when the two elephants fight, what happens? The grass suffers it. Jonathan doesn't want the grass to suffer it, which are the masses. He throw in the towel. Do you know that that plot, instead of 2,000, they succeeded in giving them 4,000, which Ekiti State happened to be one of the states in the West here they use in carrying out their training. El-Rufai was the governor of Kaduna State, who happened to use his own Kaduna State as a harboring state of these terrorists. Niger was a country that backed up this ambition and vision, this proposal. And Borno happened to be a place of starting point. Sokoto, before they now move to Borno today. Are you hearing me? It was formed in Sokoto. Now, what am I saying? You see why Sheikh Gumi is saying what he's saying. That's why I don't blame him. And now, they are thinking to destabilize somebody's government. Now, he's telling on them. The same set of people. And that is what is happening to Nigeria, APC, with including Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Was it not the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu that sponsored protests against Jonathan? And today, protest is going on. He doesn't want to give room for protest. And they are now using it. That's why I don't blame Sheikh Gumi. And lastly, why I don't blame him is this. He's showing and he's telling on Nigerians and he's speaking to the international world, indicating and vindicating Nigeria as a terrorist nation. Because if Nigeria is not, somebody like Sheikh Gumi will not be boldly saying this and still walk freely. And I don't blame him again, because the same government is signed police and soldier. They give it to Sheikh Gumi to go and do what? Carry out negotiation with the who? Terrorists. Why won't he come to on media and talk anyhow? Why won't he open his mouth on daily basis and say, rambast anyhow, without fear, without being cautioned, without minding what could have, before him? But because of the situation, and he's still working freely, and that is why. So tomorrow, he will still come up and say whatsoever that he might wake up with, because any day he wake up with something, he will just come on air and blow it and nothing will happen. Can he try this in Saudi Arabia? A man like Sheikh Gumi travel to Saudi Arabia, they turn him down. Oh yeah, that father, go back. But in Nigeria, they welcome him with the two hands, and he's acting, behaving, talking as he like, and he's working freely. Do you know that as I speak to you, that is to tell you, Nigeria, that the El-Rufai is now free. Are you aware? They have set El-Rufai free when after the article threats to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is country here called Nigeria. Why won't Fulanis be ranting? Why won't there be Buga? Why won't there be Bulgarian? They're going to Buga now. They're going to do anyhow. Because the one in the power is using Nigerians' life to play politics, because he's not interested in what is happening. He's interested in 2027. Self-centered and selfish person. That's what it means. So that's why I don't blame Sheikh Gumi. And that is why he's acting, talking, misbehaving, and still working freely. Nothing happened to him. Can he try it in other place? He will enter ban. Before you know it, that will start that. But look at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Hatred is not a Muslim, and that work against him. He's an Igbo man, and that also work against him. He speak truth, and that also work against him. You see why? He's in a Sokoto prison. Erufai is free. Sheikh is working freely, acting, speaking worse than what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have uttered. That they say is a wrong saying. You see why when it baffles me when one stupid woman, one yoyetic idiot. I don't know whether that woman is a prostitute. Maybe don't they sleep with all these Nigerian Fulanis. I'm talking about Lolo. For her to come out and begin to talk jargons on media against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Say in generation, her family, can they produce somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Have they ever dream of it? Make you no let me enter her. If I enter her, I go too bloody for her. May God punish her wherever she dey. Call her name Nnenna Lola, be Mama Lolo. Chineke boy or whoever.
Oh yes. Wow. The hot take is that if you come to the government, if you come to the Nigerian system, the way everything is, the problem we are facing today is from the government. The reason why Gumi is walking around, and doing whatever he wants to do is because of Tinubu government allows him. Had they did not allow him, he wouldn't have been doing all those things. It's because of they allows him, and they are the supporters of Gumi, and Gumi is a supporter of terrorists. So when you are turning it the other side, you will now say the government, they are the supporters of terrorists. So there is no two ways about it. Gumi supports government, government supports Gumi. In a round, the government supports terrorists. So, and that is why you see the country, no place is safe. Every day, every day you wake up, you must hear one news or the other that people has run alive and the people has gone people down. A village has been destroyed and the IDP camp almost everywhere. But the Tinubu himself, he will be moving around claiming he's looking for his mandate 2027. But what is there is that none of them can be able to even stop what is happening. That is the main issue. That is the main issue. Then coming down to the issue of Neka Lolo, it used to be very painful when you are arranging things and there's somebody somewhere will be destroying it. It used to be painful, in fact, very, very painful. The main reason why you see the eastern region today, there is nothing like Fulani is doing this or Fulani is doing that. Although recently we start seeing some evidence and proof that Fulani that went to Ogu and they went to Imo to attack some villages and they but a lot of people there. So if you check it very well, you will see that it is the cause of this issue of soldiers. They are coming and they are chasing away the main people that are securing the land. And that is the result of all those things. They are clearing the road so that the Fulani terrorists, so that they can come in and start operating like the way they are operating in the West, because in the West there isn't like security. But during the times of Mazam Kano and the Samoneba, those Fulani terrorists, none of them is there. Everybody ran away and went back to their domain. But this time around, some of them have now started coming back due to the type of force ESN are using then is no more again. And again, the soldiers, they are chasing them every day. So how come you every day are chasing you and then you'll be expecting them to still come back and still working the way they have been working before? That cannot work. And that has been the issue in this. So, but Neka Lolo coming out and claiming that Mazen Kano is the cause of insecurity in the southeast. So once you look all those things and you checkmate it, you'll be very annoyed because somebody who loses his life, who lays his life for you, and who is fighting for your freedom, and who is making sure that the Igbo voice is being heard all over the world, then you just come out and start claiming that is the cause of insecurity. When you know that, even though when Tinubu get in Buhari get into power, their main focus is the east. If not that because of the ESN came out and Mazam Kanu came out, then by now we don't even know how the Igbo land would have been by now, because this issue of everyday bloodshed in the west and in the middle belt, both in the north, you can imagine when the whole enemy targets you and comes to you, that means by now the whole east would have been a something of no-go area. Because if you come to the governors, all of them, they are there looking, and they are there to support the APC, to support Tinubu for his mandate 2027. So they don't even care about your life. They don't even care about if you live or if you die. So what they care about is how they are going to make it 2027. So that is the main issue, and that is why they say that Mazingano, they will not release him, because they know that once he comes out, that he knows what to do to stop all those things and to stop Fulanis. But because of Fulanis own Nigeria, and in fact, they own Nigeria as their property. So nothing anybody can do about it. It is only God. Well, I would like to hear a comment down below what you think about the whole thing going on in Nigeria. Like, subscribe, and share it for everyone to see things happening in the country. So thank you for watching.